Hello, good afternoon, greetings and salutations. How the hell are you? I hope everything's going your way out there. All right, guys. So, first things first for the inquiring mind, because we should all leave instructions behind. So, I don't own very many things, and that's the way I like it. Just the other day, I was sitting on the porch of the property I bought down in Crescent Valley, where the moon shines the brightest in all of Nevada. Really great place Crescent Valley is, full of really great folks. Beautiful place. Best kept secret in all of Nevada. So, with that said, listen to me. Listen to me. With what little I own, the shiny rocks, the pretty rocks, all the universal energy in the crystals I have, clothes and all those things. No, I need to say this first. No one's dying. God, no. I always try to be careful with people's feelings when I feel like it. So listen, personal defects, clothes, tools, whatever, figure it out. Do it civilly. Shiny rocks, universal energy field crystals, laptop, whatever. Jewelry and otherwise unmentioned personal effects, very important. I leave that behind to be divided between both. Oh God, I hate this. You know that I hate doing dramatic stuff. I'm starting to see why people don't like doing this. Because, you know, a lot of older people, they don't have a will, right? And people get nag them. You should have a will. You should write it on paper. You should make sure it's taken care of. My God, I now see why they don't like doing it. It's so weird and awkward. Ugh. That's a heebie-jeebies. Look, divide the stuff up between Dana and Carmen there. Figure it out. I'll be dead whenever I am dead. I'm not dead now. And I don't foreseeably see I'll be dead. But other than that, something very important. This is the main thing. You'll figure it out. A material crap up if I leave the physical body behind before anyone else does. No one can say I didn't ever give instructions. All right, the important part to me is very simple. For whatever reason, if I should leave this body, I'm giving you my final will, because I just have this nagging voice in my head that somebody's gonna pitch a bitch about how a dead body, how it should be done. So I'm gonna tell you how to do it. I want you to incinerate this body. I want this body to be burned and incinerated. And then, very simple, I want it fed to sunflowers. Now, if you don't know how to do that, it's really easy. You get you some dirt, mix it together, and you put the sunflower seeds in there. And then you water them, and that's how you do it. So, for whatever reason, should I leave this body, so there's no confusion, incinerate it and feed it to the sunflowers, please. Thank you. Somebody out there. Because I don't see no reason to put it in a box and bury it in a hole. That's unreasonably expensive and a waste. It's a body. Alright, with that said, so guys, I am selling all of my stuff. I have somebody coming Tuesday to buy it all. And then I am probably gonna go into the wilderness, and I'm going to fast for as long as possible. I'm going to fast for as long as possible. So, for long as possible, there's no deadline. I'll know whenever. Okay, that's as far as we can go with that. And then I'll probably buy a minivan, at which point I'm going to get an air mattress that will fit in said minivan. And I am going to put my clothes and what little personal what personal effects will fit in said minivan. I don't own very many things. And then I'm gonna go all over the place. Because I realized something. See, the world will tell you what I'm about to tell you. The world will tell you it's wrong. That, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You got to settle down. We need people to settle down and make up more tax cattle. Make up more worker ants. Until we can build robots to replace the worker ants, right? The billionaires figured out soon we'll be able to do that. They looked at the government and said, well, feed your slaves. So the world will tell you got to do it that way. Settle down. Plant yourself. Get a job. Have a career and then die if you're lucky. God, you'd be lucky if you lived like that. You'd start to see dying as something to be, oh, I'm so lucky I get to get out of this body. It's finally over. The work is finally over. So are the thoughts of an NPC, right? Of a normie, right? You know, there's less and less normies as I look around. So that's a good sign. Good sign. So, but you know, I realized something. Being as distraction free as I could be, this phone is still an issue. And whenever I begin my fast there, this phone, I'm going to make videos. I want to share it with folks and encourage people that you should do it too. If you're going to be spiritual, you're going to walk down this path, get up and be an active participant in your spiritual journey. Go out into the wilderness. Go out in nature. And practice. I will advise you, know where you're going. Tell somebody what you're up to. Okay? The spiritual journey, not the suicide adventure, okay? You get my point. Plan and prepare. Just a little bit. Jesus would have said, don't make no plans. Don't pack no bags. Jesus didn't have to potentially fight the legal system of America. Oh my God, that's so awful. That's an awful joke, but I still made it. So listen to me. I want you to be bold and courageous. I want you to get up, and I want you to go into the wilderness and fast. I want you to abandon the world. Don't you be like these modern day people. These modern day hypocrites who can read the Bible cover to cover and memorize all these verses to back up what their twisted hearts want to say and control you with. I want you to listen to me. I want you to do the real thing and understand something. You can't serve God in this world. We'll wipe this camera off and I'll keep talking to you. You can't serve God in this world. You can't say, I can't wait to go to heaven, but for now I got to go to the titty bar. I can't wait. I can't wait to find God somewhere else besides inside myself. But right now I got to turn on football. Boy, I can't wait till I got all that time to spend with God, because what I'm doing right now in the world won't be an option then. I can't wait till there's finally time to do that when I don't want to do other things. I can't wait. What I'm telling you to do is there is no more waiting. Did you know that you can't walk around in the world and walk around in heaven at the same time, yet heaven is here with you and inside of you? I've been there, but I'm having a real hard time getting back in there. Despite my best efforts and some involuntary ones, it just ain't my time till it's time. Oh, but I would tell you something, it's inside of you. Oh boy, it's inside of you. I know it is. I know it is. You can't walk around in heaven while you're walking around in the world. You can't walk in the flesh while you're walking around in the physical. You can't walk in the spirit while you're walking around in the world. While you're walking in the flesh. You gotta let it go. Let me tell you something, all these people, they can read it till they're blue in the face, but they still don't get it. They still won't do it, because they honor God with their mouth, but their hearts are far away from me. They honor me with their mouth, but their heart, what matters, is far from me. Because their hearts want to be plugged into the world. Let me tell you something. On the great day of catastrophe, on the day when everything falls apart, on the great day of maybe financial collapse across the entire world, let me tell you something. In that time, Jesus said it'll be the gnashing of teeth, but in a more modern way, it's going to be a great time of misery, pain, and suffering. It's going to be a bad time. Let me tell you something. In the bad time, there'll still be parties. There'll still be weddings. There'll still be celebrations, dancing, singing, jumping around the TV as they score another touchdown. There'll still be sales at the store as they save a few more dollars. Oh, everything will still be going on. All the worldly stuff will be going on uninterrupted up until that day. People will be completely oblivious. And then all of a sudden, all at once, shit gonna hit the fan. And it's gonna go down. And all the people who were oblivious, they're going to be oblivious all the way up till, just like in Noah's time, the doors on the ark closed and were sealed as the rains began to fall. They tell you that. We're going to be completely oblivious until the moment they can't be. And I'm telling you that. I don't want to scare you. I don't want to sit here and push fear on you, because we're not supposed to be afraid. I don't want to discourage you from having a little bit of fun on this planet. Even Jesus himself got drunk as his own admission. Pharisees came and he said John the Baptist never touched a drop of that stuff. He was perfectly sober. He fasted and he pursued God with everything that was in him, and you hated him. You said, he's crazy. He's demon possessed. Yet here I am. I get drunk as a fool and I sit here and this and that, and you don't like me either. I'm beginning to believe you just don't like who you don't like. And there ain't actually a reason you don't like who you don't like. You just don't like them. But today I'm telling you, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Live a little bit of life, all right? Experience a little bit of the physical. You're going to walk in the flesh, whether you get knocked in there or whether you step in there, your own volition sometimes. And I'm also going to tell you this. Step back into the spirit every chance you get. That might not be good for the modern day Pharisee and synagogue of Satan crowd who don't have the spirit in their heart, who aren't of the spirit but of the flesh. They look at everybody around them and ignore their own shortcomings, ignore their own hearts, ignore what's in their own hearts. And they look around at their neighbors and everybody, and that spirit of judgment, that spirit of I convict thee, that spirit of do as I say, not as I do, that spirit of follow me, but don't look at me, as it comes alive and judges all their neighbors, everyone around. Oh, they love to sit in the high positions. They love to sit in the front row of all the churches and temples and otherwise houses of worship and synagogues. They love to sit at the head of the table. They love to give loud toasts and loud thoughts, and they love to give loud prayers. They love to say, look at me, I'm so pathetic, I'm fasting, it's so hard. Woe is me, look at me, I'm so good, ain't I? They love to sit there and they love to give it to people. They love to sit in the positions of authority and honor at the heads of tables. They love to say, look how beautiful I am on the outside in their own ways. But inside is stink and the bones of death. Inside of them is rot and decay that they hide beneath a well-polished, deceptive exterior. Oh, they love it to high heaven. They love to say, look, I'm down in the trenches, as they sneak away to do the least amount of work possible, if any at all. They love all that prestige. They love to turn at their neighbors and say, you're not doing it right. That's not how it's supposed to be done. Let me put burdens on you. Let me pile burdens on you so high that I can hide my laughter from the enjoyment I'm going to get at watching you stumble and be crushed beneath my demands. They love passing judgment until judgment is passed on them, and then they scream out, don't look at me. Take the light away from me. Don't look at me. I'm trying to hide from you. They hate exposure when it's not the stuff they want to show off. They sit at all the best spots, and meanwhile they turn to the people who struggle, who have no place to call home, who have no food to eat, whose clothes they don't even have a place to wash themselves. And they turn from them and they look at you and tell you how to be, what to do, what to think. They tell you who you are. They tell you, don't you think? Don't you try and think without me telling you what to think. They turn on the misfortunate that they're called to help. Meanwhile, they talk about how it's so unfortunate those people need help. They've got all the energy in the world to condemn, but they ain't got a single second to lend a hand. Look how great we are. Look how holy we are. Jesus said, I didn't come to abolish the law, I am the law. And the law is as I do, which is love and compassion, which is not a great hanging, which is not imprisonment, which is not killing the wicked. It is showing the other way. It is showing the keys to heaven. It is throwing out a hand and washing the feet and not saying persecute your enemies and destroy them. It's saying pray for your enemies and those who persecute you. Love your enemies and those who persecute you. If someone slaps the shit out of you and you turn around and slap the shit out of them, you're both doing the same thing. If you're different than them, you'll do something different. Instead of working on slapping the shit out of them, maybe grab their hand and tell them, knock it off. You go through the world, careful what you judge, you're gonna get judged right back. Careful what you do, it's gonna get done right back to you. Careful what you say. So anyways, that's about all about that. World will sit there and tell you gotta plant roots in the ground, and there's a great many people who that ain't gonna work for and has never worked for. Human beings are not machines. Human beings are not meant to do the same thing every second and every day of their life, and we found ourselves in some kind of mess of a societal system that says that this is how you live in this society. And they prop it up. All societies fall. The way I say it is you ought not have to participate if that ain't what you're called to do. If that ain't what you feel like you should have to do, you ought not do it to yourself. You just can't. People are sitting here. I just will never understand how a religion about a cross and Jesus ever got so far away from Jesus. If you call Jesus God, and God calls us all God, why do you kneel? Why do you, it's fake. It's fake ritual. Following dogmatic doctrine is false. It's false. Yeah, people, I remember when I was a kid, and the Christian church crowd was saying the world is going to eventually bring on a false religion against Jesus. Well, lo and behold, hypocrite, for so have you. Lo and behold, so have you. You give me this. Oh, I bowed down and I worshiped Jesus. Jesus said, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. He didn't say, I who come from heaven, hallowed be me. The image they paint on God is not the one Jesus showed us either. They show some tyrant sitting in on some cloud. Oh, he's anywhere but inside your heart. There's a great deal of them running around teaching people that God is some kind of oppressive tyrant. Now, here recently, I am having my disagreement with God, but I assure you he is not. They want you to be afraid. It's so silly. You have a whole crowd of people saying, well, the word is fear, but it really means respect and awe. Well, change the word. You have 50 different copies of a Bible, and all of them say fear, 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 fear. And then it'll tell you, do not be afraid. I'm beginning to believe that the author of confusion is as they call the devil, and the devil was writing all of these books. It says, do not be afraid. Jesus didn't come down here. You know what? Jesus is going to come down here. They're going to get him again. Yeah, crucify him again. Because he's going to do the same thing that he did last time. Oh boy, now I'm about to really tell you something that's been overlooked, but I'm going to say it here first. Jesus come down, they said he can't be the Messiah. He hasn't punished Rome and he hasn't driven them away from us. Ha 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 ha. Oh, how the cycle repeats. These people don't want to pray for their enemies. They don't want to learn forgiveness, although it can be hard. These people want somebody to come down here and punish their enemy. Just like the Pharisees of Jesus' time wanted someone to come and punish the Romans. They just pray, please come down here and send them all to hell. You better be careful. You might end up on that list of going. A fool says it'll be later that I have to pay. Let me run the debt and the credit card up to the limit. But the wise know it's here and now. They tell you something. They say, please come down here and punish who hurt me. I myself am too pathetic to admit I'm too weak and helpless to do anything on my own, but yet I still want them to suffer for what they have done. Doesn't matter what it is, what they have done to me, because my ego won't tolerate it. My temporary character won't tolerate the humiliation. So I want God to come down here and punish my enemies. I want God to forget that everybody comes from God. I want him to forget for a few minutes that he has to do violence. Trying to work on them and change their heart isn't enough for what they've done. They have to get it. They have to burn. Something dramatic has to happen to them to give me satisfaction. Well, if you feel that way, I say get up and do your own dirty work, coward. I say get up off your ass and go punish your enemy if you want your enemy to be punished. Quit pushing your dirty work off on somebody else. You want your enemies to pay. You want them to suffer for what they did. Quit praying to God to hurry up and come back and throw them in some fiery lake somewhere that they told me would happen. Quit nagging God to do it. Get up and go do your own dirty work, coward. It's a sad day when people sitting inside of a church and they don't even know Jesus. They don't even know who he was or what he really did. They've been told all these things about him. They've been told he might as well have put a damn purple dinosaur in front of the church and said, his name Barney, but this is Jesus. It's the same old song and dance, ain't it? Damn near 2,000 years ago. Well, he can't be the Messiah. He didn't punish wrong. He didn't raise our kingdom up above all others. We don't dominate the world and can do with them as we please. He can't be the Messiah. This ain't it. And to this day, they will say the same exact thing in a different way. I keep praying for him to come back, and y'all gonna be disappointed when y'all meet the real thing. Keep on saying, please come down here. Y'all won't accept what he has to say. Y'all gonna look at somebody who said, sit down, we're gonna work our problems out. We're gonna learn how to love each other, and we're gonna learn how to be together, all of us. And you're gonna demand that. You're gonna demand him get killed too. You're gonna say, do it again. This ain't working. He's not the one. You can't walk around proudly participating and being a citizen of the world and turn around one day a week for 2 hours and say, well, I'm in the kingdom of God. You are not. You don't even know where it is. You don't know. You do not know. Blind people following blind people into a ditch. You can't walk around in the world of the flesh and walk around in the kingdom of the spirit. You cannot do both. You cannot say, I love God, and then turn to the almighty Walmart and say, I love the world. You're going to hate one when you have to make a real decision. You're going to hate one when you have to do something, when you have to make a decision of substance. You're going to hate one, and I'm going to put a gamble on it. You ain't going to hate Walmart. You ain't going to hate the world. You can't do both. It just doesn't work that way. Then people come up and they say, well, you be in the world, but you don't be of the world. You can't not be of the world if you follow its instructions to a T. That is a cop-out and an excuse to continue doing how you doing. Continue carrying on, continue saying, I gotta go to work on Monday. I ain't got time to fool with no poor people. In fact, I'm going to silently vote for people who push them out of the community because we can't do nothing with them, because we hold beliefs that say they don't work. They could work. They could do this and that. I'll tell you something, this world, it's a fantasy fairy tale. Oh, how funny, isn't it? This is supposed to be the freest place in the world that was ever conceived in the imagination of the founders. This is supposed to be the most free world where you get perfect choice in how you live, and you are only limited by yourself. Oh, how quickly the people turned on that idea. Oh, how quickly they turned on the idea of freedom and liberty to be our own, to build our own destiny, and they built this contraption that we're trapped in. And people act like it's real, like it can't be changed. Oh, that's how it goes. You know, when I was a kid, you had certain kids who would do this same thing. Oh my God, I was just talking to my twin earlier, and we were talking about how cults come to be. And you know, kids form cliques and groups naturally. And that translates to things like religions and cults. You got some kids, they would get the other kids to go along with an idea of theirs. And all of a sudden, that's how it works with all the kids. You don't go along, you're the outsider. You know, it's so funny. The founders dreamt up this idea called liberty and freedom and instilled it, fought over it, waged their whole life and their treasure. And many others did it with them because they didn't do it alone. Oh, how quickly we said, we want some comfort over that. We want false security and comfort over that. Oh, how quickly we turned on the idea that we could build our own worlds. Oh, how quickly we didn't grasp it. Oh, how quickly we have now, as a nation, enchained ourselves to the devaluation of fiat money and paper dollars that every single day decline in value. Every single day they strip you of more and more of what little freedom you have because their very nature is to decline. Oh, how quickly we gave it all away as a people. That people born in this day and age, they didn't even get a choice to give it away. Somebody ought to make a toilet paper brand that has the United States Constitution printed on every single piece of shit paper on that roll, because that's all it's become. Everybody might as well get in on the action of wiping your ass with the United States Constitution for 99 cents a roll at your local nameless, faceless, soulless corporate building where you buy your life in exchange for your life. How pathetic and low the image of God has become. How weak and decrepit. Somebody put it out of its misery. It's had enough. Merry-go-round goes round and round. Where it stops, nobody knows. Nobody cares. It'll just stop on the day of great misery and pain. And then a bunch of foolish people will probably start spinning the damn thing again and climb back on top of it. Thus is the law of karma in action. And it doesn't stop until people decide, I'm getting off of this damn merry-go-round called karma, and I'm not just going to stand there and let other people get on it. We're all going to get around it, and we're going to flip that merry-go-round right out of the ground, and we're going to melt it down. And we're going to bask in the glory of the end of the karmic cycle. How great that day will be. Because that's the same day that people will shatter their chains. Say, I've had enough. Lead me out of Egypt, Moses. Stop walking around in the shadow of the world. Start walking in the spirit of glory. Start walking around in the spirit of God. Stop walking around in this shadow because people taught each other how to do something. Oh my God, they taught each other how to eat the apple. You know, eventually people have to realize that they ate an apple, and then they have to realize to stop eating the apple, and then they have to realize all the things that go with that so they can stop doing it. Most people are 100% oblivious to anything. They're just going through the motions. They're going through the motions. People who get it, they see people going around acting as missionaries to people. They don't realize what the purpose of that is. Because people are oblivious, you have to go tell them things. You have to, it's not enough to fill the left hemisphere of someone's brain up with how something works. You have to feed the right side, the creative side. There's a reason that most sacred texts on this earth, most spiritual literature in this planet and place, they're written like stories to convey knowledge, because inside of the story is infused the how it works part. Got to have ears to hear it and the eyes to see it and the heart to feel it. There's a reason that most of the sacred literature is written like a story. It wasn't that they didn't know how things worked. It was because they were smart enough and wise enough to realize the mind needs a story. And in the absence of a story, the ego, the mind, whatever, will make one up. Everything you've heard that sounds like a story, that was instilled in you to either be a citizen of some place, to be an employee of some place, to be a worker of some place, to be a leader of some place, to be a member of some organization, some religion, some cult, some esoteric place. It was instilled in story format, because once you heard it, if they could just get your heart to move to it a little bit and attach on to it, they will have effectively cultivated in the garden of yourself a belief, a story to live in. It's not real. None of those stories are real. They're there to do something. Stories are powerful because the human mind is powerful. Without the human mind and its awesome capacities and capabilities, stories are useless. Stories move us. Stories open our hearts. Story makes the energy surge. This story and the world of such then exists in the mind. The garden is like a field. If you can crack it open and you plant the seed of the story inside of it, who knows how long, but eventually it will sprout. It will grow. Our life force and energy of the one it is sowed into. And eventually it will sprout. And as it's growing and sprouting and growing some more, It's making it real in the mind, and once the human mind has it, and that is the world, the garden state a person dwells in, so it is that they will see the outside world. As one thinks, so they become. As one thinks, so they are. As one thinks, so they see. As one thinks, so it is. I am because I believe I am. I can because I believe I can. It is so because I believe it is so. Everything on television is a story for a reason. It wasn't just to entertain people, though it can be entertaining. Everything you consume in that form, from news channels, news stories, to movies, to entertainment, to music, anything that has a story in it is designed to use the music in songs, the orchestra in movies, the sound effects in TV, the actors on the screen, the situations and circumstances. Every bit of it is a powerful form of sorcery designed to put you inside of a world, designed to put you to live in a world, because the human mind is a powerful simulation device. It is a room. It is a room, and all the walls are screens, and it generates environments around us inside. And before you know it, outside has become inside, because we see it as so. Be careful what you see and hear and watch, for that will build the world around you. Be careful what you allow in your heart. That will grow inside of you and be produced outside of you. What do you see? What do you feel when you look around? What's the script say? Don't wake people up that are asleep. Don't wake the happy ones up. They'll become the opposite. Leave them be. No. Give me the miserable one. Give me the one that doesn't have anything to lose. Give me the radical and the natural fanatic. Don't give me somebody who's happy with how it is. Give me the one that says there's something else. I don't care what it takes. I don't care how painful it is. I know what pain is. I don't care if I suffer. I know what misery is. Give me that one. Give me the one that wants to touch the divine and crack the screen and see past the veil. that's about all I have to say for that. Give me the one that looks like they're set on a fire. The one that cries out like they're engulfed in the flames of hell and says, "This is horse shit. I can't stand this." But when you go there to put your hand out to them and help them, and you say you don't have to keep going, they say, "I will keep going because I choose to keep going. I will not stop. I will vent. I will curse. I will kick and scream, but I will not stop." Go out looking for the easy student. Go out looking for the easy disciple because they want somebody to sweep the floor and wash the dishes. And they want somebody to go to the store and get them some damn Doritos. Give me the one that wants to learn something. Give me the one that wants to see how far they can grow. Leave the easy ones for those who would rather have the big ego on their head than to share what they know with the newcomer. Okay, the one who's crazy enough to walk around in the desert wilderness saying, I'm gonna fast until I collapse. I'm gonna fast until this body taps out, and if I die, I die. But I'm going to grow in an eternal way. I'm going to grow in a spiritual way, even at the cost of my body's life. Because what is one body to an immortal? Give me the one who wants to walk through the desert sands and have a pissing match with his body's comfort and says, no, we're going to stand in this sun, and if you're uncomfortable, that's your problem, but I'm not you. And then the mind chimes in, and they begin to work together in sync, in harmony, and the mind starts going, aren't you hot? It's hot out here. And I'll say, shut up, because I'm not you either, and we'll burn alive. Because what lies beyond what these physical senses you deceive me with is worth touching and witnessing. Aren't you hungry yet? Don't you want to tap out in this desert? Comfort is 10 feet away. Don't you want to shut up? Don't you want to be silent? I don't care if there's food over there or water over there. I don't care how hot it gets. Make it another 20 degrees, God. I come out here, do the same thing I've been doing. You want to be comfortable, you pick the wrong soul to inhabit you. Who wants to see what lies beyond? Who wants to say, I will go until this body itself dies and is replaced with every spiritual organ known to all the universe. By the time I'm done, I won't even need food. I will sit here and let the energy of the sun give me all the nutrition I need. I will die or I will become the divine. I'll become one and the same as the creator that created me. Because just as it said, the student cannot be greater than the master, but can be equal to the master. For inside of all of creation is the creator himself. Because that is so, and that is true. He that is in me is greater than he that is in the world. That which is in me is greater than all that is, has ever been, and will ever be. Walk through the world, walk through the desert, dwell in the wilderness until you make the wilderness seem like paradise. Stand up on your feet and tell what holds you back and say, I am not going to stop, because I am not going to fall for the illusion that I am you, because I am greater than both body and mind. That which is in me is me. I will not be dictated to by biological impulse, by what cries out with thoughts to bombard me and tell me that, oh, isn't it time to give up? Think of all that comfort over there. Don't make me come inside. I'll bitch slap everything in here that sits in my way. My path will be made clear, or I will make it so. There is no fine way, there's always surrender. There is always surrender to the way that is. No matter what you try to accomplish spiritually or how you try to grow, let me tell you something. There's always the element of surrender. Oh, the ego doesn't like that. The ego says, I don't want to surrender. I'm not done holding on to this weight that is bearing down on you and crushing you. Keep holding on. Eventually, maybe something will change. Keep holding on to what I tell you to hold on to. And eventually, maybe something will change. Nothing will ever change when you let the ego loose to run your life. Nothing will ever change if you let the ego wild to control you and bombard you. All the pain and suffering and turmoil and toil in this life, it will be gone with the wind when this body dies. Spend all your days chasing when you feel comfortable, when you feel better inside. And you will look up one day and your hair will be white and your face will be full of wrinkles and you will be at death's door for this round. Don't be afraid to get lost in the wilderness. We all get lost. Don't be afraid to take a detour. We all waste time. Don't be afraid to find out how to break your body and your mind. Chances are they're already broken. That is all there is. If this body dies, last will and testament, ladies and gentlemen, incinerate it and feed it to sunflowers. And anyone who said, I'm not doing that, tell him, shut up. He's on camera telling you to, and it's his. If they try and put me in a box for people to stare at, somebody light it on fire.